Okay, so it's journal number 6. I'm going to be going from the Grunland text and looking at the chapter on husband and wife relationships. I really enjoyed reading this. I'm married, obviously, so, it has a great deal of interest to me and, personal application. I saw the section that was talking about like traditional husband and wife roles, and for me growing up, my parents, I felt like kind of made the traditional roles a little less obvious. I mean, the my mom would do, maybe not, she wouldn't do as much like manly or masculine things, but my dad would help her out a lot, like with housework, with cleaning up around the place, with taking care of me and my sister and cooking and stuff like that. And so they kind of split things more evenly as far as like household chores and everything. And I don't really feel like that my mom was like super submissive to my dad or anything like that. Although I think they were more equal, more egalitarian in how they ran their marriage, and I really like that. It's not to say that that's for everybody, but I felt like it worked out really well, especially, with my mom passing away when I was in high school. My dad knew how to cook, he knew how to clean, he knew how to do the laundry. So it wasn't like he was in complete shock and, trying to deal with, my mother's death and being able to run the household. He was able to do it pretty well. The end of the chapter talks about um, husband and wife roles and like what the Bible says, and the two different types, like the traditional marriage and the partnership marriage. And I'm kind of somewhere in the middle as far as what I want in my marriage and what I believe now. Whether those two actually completely match up, I don't. I'll talk about that in a second. But to me, I see marriage as, yes, God made men to be the head of the household. Now, whether some of that is from the fall, with, the woman being deceived and sinning first, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that part. But, I do believe that, as Christ is the head of the church, husband should be head of the house. However, I feel like the relationship between husband and wife is very equal, very like a partnership based. Like for me and my husband, I feel like that we really do everything together as far as big decisions, things that have to do with our child. I mean, some things we don't consult one another on because we just trust one another. But I would say for the most part, we do everything together, and it's not like I'm some lowly little woman who says, yes, sir, to my husband because I'm submitting to him. It's not like that at all. Um, but I do, feel like at the same time that I want to trust my husband and, as long as it's not something that I feel really super passionate about or something that I feel like is that he's making, the complete wrong decision and it could be life or death or, cost us a lot of money, I'm going to trust him. Like our house. I didn't get to see it at all before he put a bid on it, and he said that he really liked it. So I said, you know what, I trust you. If this is what you want to do, then let's do it. I mean, it was hard. But I feel like too many people in the Christian church just get really focused and upset on it. Oh, it's either traditional marriage or it's either partnership marriage, and that's how the Bible has it. I liked what the author said at the end of the chapter, how a lot of times we don't think that think about how God maybe gives us a little more freedom and a little more choice as far as how we choose to live our marriages. Maybe in this sense, there's no complete right or wrong, way, but there are some things such as, don't, the Ten Commandments, don't commit adultery, that kind of stuff that, there's no negotiating on it. But, I mean, each family is different, and, as long as there's some basic things, of love, care, you're both believers, um, that kind of stuff, some of the details don't matter so much. But anyway, I really enjoyed this chapter. Didn't necessarily agree with everything, but that's okay.